boys and girls. Welcome back to Story Time with Yaya. It's lovely to see you here today. I'm having a nice day. I've been choosing a book to read and I've chosen one of my favorite ones. Have you ever had an itch that you can't scratch, like in the middle of your back, and you can't reach there, and it gets so itchy that you have to go and rub up against something, a tree or a wall, or you have to go and ask somebody to scratch your back for you? Well, today's story is about Shaggy Dog and the terrible itch that he had. The author, the person who wrote the book, is David Bedford, and the person that did all the illustrations, the pictures, is Gwyneth Williamson. And we'll read the write-up on the back. Shaggy Dog had a terrible itch. He scratches and he scratches, but the itch just won't go away. He went to ask Minnie the poodle for help, and Farmer Gertie and Merv from the cafe to help him. So let's see what happens in our story. Are you all ready? You sitting comfortably? Right. There is Shaggy Dog sitting down nicely, having a nap. And boink, boink, look at that flea that landed on Shaggy's fur. I think that's what's making him itchy. Let's have a look. Shaggy Dog had an itch on his back. He scratched against a tree, but his back was still itchy. There he is, scratching his back, rubbing it against a tree. "Will you scratch my back?" Shaggy Dog asked Mimmy the poodle. "Ew," said Mimmy. "Scratch your back? No, thank you. I'm off to the poodle parlor for a wash and a trim." Quite snobby, but she's pretty pink and she has a nice diamond collar on. And there he is, still trying to scratch his back. "I will scratch your back," said Farmer Gertie, "but first you must help me round up my sheep." The sheep were hiding, and it took ages to find them. "Woof, woof," barked Shaggy Dog. "Come here, sheep, come here now." There they are, hiding behind the bush. At last the sheep were locked in their pen. Farmer Gertie used her curly crook to scratch Shaggy Dog's back. "Oh," said Shaggy Dog, "that's much better." But as Shaggy Dog walked into town, the itch came back. There he is. His back's very itchy again. Shaggy Dog knocked on the window of Merv's cafe. There's Merv inside. He's making some hot tea. Let's read what's on the menu. Today's special, Merv's mash and mushy peas. Ew! Would you eat mushed up peas? I wouldn't. I don't like peas, and especially not mushed up peas. "Who will scratch the itch from my back?" he asked. "I will," said Merv, "but first you must wash my pots and pans." Look at all those pots and pans that he has to wash. Shaggy Dog washed towers and towers of pots and pans. Bubbles covered his legs and got into his mouth. And when he had finished, his paws were all wrinkly, like when you've been in the bath for a long time and your fingers get all wrinkly and your toes get wrinkly. That's right. Merv used a long fork to scratch Shaggy Dog's back. "Oh, oh," said Shaggy Dog, "that's much, much better." But when Shaggy Dog left the cafe, the itch came back. Shaggy Dog popped into Mary Lou's poodle parlor. There's the poodles having their fur done. They're drinking something. Must be dog gravy, steak-flavored gravy, because there's a poodle dipping a dog biscuit into her gravy. That poodle's reading a magazine called Cosmo Poodle. "Will you scratch the itch from my back?" asked Shaggy Dog. "Okay," said Mary Lou, "but only if you brush up the fur on the floor." Shaggy Dog brushed up mountains and mountains of poodle fur. Look at it all. fur got up his nose, and when he had finished, he had fur in his ears and his eyes too. Ah, 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 tissue! Ah, tissue! Ah, tissue! He sneezed. Shaggy Dog shook out all the fur, and Mary Lou used the poodle brush to scratch his back. Oh, 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 said Shaggy Dog. That's much, much, much better. But when Mary Lou stopped scratching, the itch came back. What can I do? Asked Shaggy Dog. Sit in the chair, said Mary Lou. I'll wash and trim you. He's climbing into the chair. The bubbly shampoo soothed Shaggy Dog's back. Oh, 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 said Shaggy Dog. Oh, I see a flea in that bubble. He looks very happy sitting in the chair having his fur shampooed. The poodle scissors tickled and went snip, snip, snip. Hee 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 hee, giggled Shaggy Dog. He's having a nice trim. When Mary Lou had finished trimming Shaggy Dog's fur, look at himself in the mirror, Shaggy Dog felt wonderful. There's a flea in that bubble. The itch had gone at last. Uh-oh, I wonder where that flea's on its way to. But where did it go? Oh, no. So now Mimi the poodle's going to be itchy, because the flea has gone on to Mimi, and she's just had her nice bath. Boink, boink, there goes another flea. Watch out, the flea might jump on you, and you might get an itchy back. Who will you ask to scratch your back for you? I would have to ask Big Guy the Bear, or I'd have to ask Andy, or I'd have to ask Rosie. I would have to see if I could ask, let me see, Eli, or Timothy, or Zach, or Shadow the dog. I'd have to find somebody. That was a fun story. I liked seeing all the dogs in their parlour having a good shampoo. I hope you join me again for the next story, boys and girls. It was lovely seeing you. Remember, read a book and you will have a friend. I hope you have lots of books to read. See you next time.